Assalamu alaikum class. So this was Usman's work, and I won't be able to give everyone this sort of individual feedback, but I decided to just try to recreate Usman's poster, and hopefully my thought process will be of benefit to you guys. So what I liked about Usman's work was the idea. My homework ate my cat. You can understand at an instance that is um, this is a comical take on the age of the age old excuse of my dog ate my homework. And so I found this poster to be very funny. The tagline was very funny, and even though the illustration itself is very crude right now, it still gets the emotion across. It still gets the message across. And so that's why I think that this was a very effective poster. We can always work on the execution, but if we have a cool idea, that's something that for me it's worth a lot. Now let's say I want to recreate this poster. What will be my first step? My first step would be to just have a look at all these iconic posters by our designer and try to figure out a pattern. All of these posters have a visceral quality. They're very simple, but they're also very evocative. And so that's what I do. I just look at these posters for a while, think of how I can improve Usman's work, and I come up with a very crude um, crude version where you have this spotlight and you have this cat, and this cat is looking at this piece of paper, this scary looking piece of paper. That's the homework, and it's standing against a bedroom window, and you see curtains flying. And over here we have the title, the subtitle of what this poster is about, and over here we can just place any other information. So that's the first version. Here what I did was I played with dramatic shadows. My homework ate my cat, and I took this cat from a free pick, changed the colors up a bit, and just added it here. Added the light color of the CAT, the light shining through. However, I thought that this may be a bit too complicated. Again, I was just going for that petrified cat looking at something, but here we can't really see uh, that menacing homework. This poster is still menacing, I think, but you can't see the you can't see the piece of paper. And so I went for another layout. Over here we're seeing things from the homework's point of view. So perhaps this is the shadow of the homework, this is light coming in from the window, and this is our cat, and it's backed up to a wall, and it's very scared. And so I thought that this composition worked better Then this composition, because over here we just have the shadow of our menacing homework, and we can assume that from the cat's post that it's that this homework is indeed something very scary, like a monster. Next, what I did was I changed the color from this maroon to a more menacing red. I think this increases the contrast up a bit, but the maroon wasn't that bad either. And so this is me just experimenting with the colors. Here I am trying to see if what sort of a font would work. My homework ate my cat. And in the end, I decided to go with this font. My homework ate my cat. This is an improv comedy workshop which will be held on December 23rd from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the SATA Seminar Hall. And you can just register over here and there'll be a QR code. And so this was the basic layout for my poster. My next step was to refine everything. Step 1, I refined the homework, the shadow of the homework. You can see the difference. This is much more jaggedy, and though this is still jaggedy, this does not have any curves. It has a bit more definition. Once I was happy with the overall shape of the homework, I got some cats from FreePick. I removed the background and just broke these into bits. And here I had my two cats that I wanted to experiment with. My next step again was to just experiment with the placement of the cat. I wanted the cat to be barely visible but still read as a cat. I liked this placement. Over here, instead of over here, we see the cat is looking very scared, and over here, sorry, the cat looks sort of sad over here, but over here it's wide-eyed. Again, I just changed the colors of the cat so that it blends completely with the background, and the contrast of the eyes and the nose and the ears help us read this as a cat, and obviously the silhouette of the tail also helps us see this or read this as a cat. Next, I was just experimenting with different placements of the cat. I liked this, and I also liked this. But I wasn't 100% happy with how things were going. I used a different cat over here, and I added a dramatic shadow to that cat. But now the cat is looking just as frightening as the homework. I like this version more because it shows us that the cat is trying to hide in the shadows. I added a faint outline for the tail and the fur just to make sure that this reads as a cat. Next, I thought maybe I will add a bowl of cat food, but decided against it because I thought that the composition was looking slightly more cluttered than I would have liked. And over here, I just added shadows of the trees that are outside the window. just so things read more as a, just so everything reads slightly better. And over here, I added just a little bit of detail to this back wall. And I was very happy with how things were turning out. I tried it with Usman's original color scheme. Again, I think over here the contrast is a bit too low, and so I decided that this menacing red, high saturated red would be better for this poster. Over here I removed the details for the back wall, but I think by in the end I decided to just keep those details. Next, I was trying to figure out, does this poster look better with a black outline, a red outline, or a white outline? I thought that the black outline would do, and I played around with a few layouts for the text, and this is what I ended up with. You can see that my blacks are slightly muted, are slightly grayed as compared to Usman's. Usman's poster, I think my poster would not have been, um, wouldn't have existed had it not been for this a very clever idea that Usman brought for us. My homework ate my cat. And so yeah, this is just my way, my interpretation of the same poster. Which one is better? That's subjective. I think I think Usman's idea was brilliant. I think my execution, I like my execution better because, well, perhaps I'm biased. But here you have these two posters. They have the same concept, but the execution is very different. Take away what you will. I really hope you guys found this helpful. I'm sorry I couldn't. I'm sorry it's not possible for me to make such a detailed, give every student such detailed feedback where I'm recreating your posters, because obviously this takes a lot of time, and time is a valuable resource. But reflect on your own designs. See how you can make them more dynamic. See if you can say a lot by showing just a little, and just reflect on or study the work of our designer who we were referring to for this exercise. Try to see his decisions, why he took those decisions. How do you do that? You read, you see videos, you just spend time with his work, and you'll figure these things out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys found this interesting. Allah Hafiz.